This heartwarming tale revolves around a remarkable canine companion who defied expectations to protect his owner from a life-altering accident. It's a testament to the unbreakable bond between humans and their four-legged friends. Michael had dedicated his entire career to serving as a police officer in the canine unit, where he nurtured and trained a variety of police dogs. Among them, a gentle German shepherd named Zeus stood out as an extraordinary partner. As Michael approached retirement, he couldn't bear the thought of parting ways with Zeus, whom he considered a cherished member of his family. He gathered the courage to ask his supervisor if there was any way he could take Zeus into his retirement life, and fortunately, his request was granted. Despite Zeus's imposing name in police training, he was a gentle and affectionate pup who preferred cuddles to combat. Initially, Michael's family had reservations about welcoming Zeus into their home, given his police training. However, Michael assured them that he had personally trained Zeus to be gentle and not pose a threat to anyone. Over time, Zeus became an adored member of the family. Then, a life-altering event occurred when Zeus was around 3 years old. One ordinary day, after their usual morning run and breakfast, Michael noticed that their roof needed repair. He gathered his tools and began to ascend the roof, which is when Zeus's behavior took a peculiar turn. The loyal dog started barking, whining, and even tried to prevent Michael from climbing by tugging at his trousers. Growing frustrated, Michael called his wife to take Zeus inside, as the persistent dog was disrupting his work. His wife complied, but Zeus resisted, unwilling to leave Michael's side. Just minutes later, a piercing scream echoed from the front garden. The family rushed outside, except for Zeus, who remained locked in the kitchen. To their shock and horror, they found Michael lying injured on the grass. He had fallen from the roof, striking his head on the ground. Michael's wife cried out for him, but he didn't respond. Their children dialed emergency services, and an ambulance swiftly arrived to transport him to the hospital. At the hospital, doctors conducted thorough scans and examinations. While they discovered minor injuries like scrapes, bruises, and a broken arm, their main concern was Michael's head injury. He had hit his head with considerable force, raising fears of severe damage. Tragically, these fears were realized as Michael slipped into a coma, and no medical intervention seemed capable of rousing him. After a prolonged hospital stay, Michael's family decided to bring him home and enlisted the help of a nurse to provide care. They believed that the familiar surroundings might hold the key to awakening their beloved family member. Upon Michael's return home, Zeus, who had been grieving his owner's absence for days, became his faithful guardian. He settled by Michael's bedside, seldom straying except for meals and outdoor breaks. 2 years passed, and Michael showed no signs of awakening. The financial strain of maintaining life support and hiring a nurse weighed heavily on the family, leading to despair. Throughout this trying time, the steadfast presence beside Michael was Zeus. Then, one day, a perceptive doctor noticed something remarkable about Michael. He could still perceive his surroundings despite his inability to move or speak. The family faced a heart-wrenching decision as the doctors suggested the humane option of euthanasia to end Michael's suffering and the family's ordeal. Michael's wife, devastated by this painful choice, reluctantly agreed, realizing that her beloved husband's quality of life had dwindled. However, executing this plan required transporting Michael to the hospital. The doctor assured her that a team would arrive the next day to facilitate the process. During these discussions, Zeus remained in a corner, seemingly listening and observing. The following day, when paramedics arrived to collect Michael, Zeus's behavior took an unexpected turn. He barked, growled, and threatened to bite them, preventing their entry into the room. Michael's daughter had to remove Zeus forcefully, taking him outside. Once Zeus was out of the way, the paramedics swiftly transported Michael to the hospital. Observing the dog's distress, Michael's wife began to question her decision. She remembered how upset Zeus had been before Michael's roof fall, sensing a connection in the dog's behavior. Worried that she had made a grave mistake, she followed the dog in her car to the hospital. Zeus rushed into the building, leading her to Michael's room. Bursting into the room, Zeus thwarted a doctor who was about to administer the euthanizing drug, sending it crashing to the floor. Chaos ensued, with the doctor screaming for help. Suddenly, Michael's heart monitor started racing, and a faint, raspy voice called for them to leave the dog alone. Everyone froze as Zeus, tail wagging, moved away from the doctor and approached Michael's bedside. Michael's wife entered the room, realizing that her husband had miraculously awakened. Tears of joy streamed down her face. It was a true miracle. After the initial shock subsided, the doctor examined Michael to ensure his well-being while Michael's wife shared the wonderful news with their children. A few weeks later, Michael was finally released from the hospital and returned home. Upon his arrival, Zeus was the first to greet him, showering him with kisses and affection. Michael knelt down, embracing his loyal companion with love and gratitude, fully aware that if not for Zeus, he might not have survived. This heartwarming story serves as a poignant reminder that sometimes our pets know what's best, and we must listen to their instincts and loyalty.